Hey, it's Andrew Huang, and I got Maylee Todd in the studio today. You use your brain to control musical things.
Absolutely, I do, yes.
Among like so many other weird and wonderful things that you do. But today we're gonna experiment with, I'm gonna try this headband out that reads my brainwaves, and then we'll use the brainwaves to control synths and stuff and play with music with our brains.
Yes, I'm stoked. So I'm gonna take this off my head. This is a Muse headband, actually made by a Canadian company called Interaxum.
Canada.
Canada, what's up? And then we'll get these contacts to your skin. That's what we want in life.
If we find out there's nothing happening here, it won't be the most surprising thing.
So actually, if you look at the screen,
hey,
there we go. We have 5 brainwaves altogether. So what's happening here is we're using the Muse headband to read your brainwaves, and then that information is going into my phone, into an app called Mind Monitor, which then is going into Ableton through a bunch of third-party apps and through like Max for Live. Just raw information doesn't sound the best, so you absolutely have to put it through a scale.
Yeah.
Like the universe doesn't really know like Western music, so be sure to put it in a scale or it's gonna be a lot of noise coming at you.
Are you turning each different brainwave into note information, basically?
Absolutely. Just assigning certain aspects of the headband to these ports here and then putting them into MIDI channels. And then each MIDI channel has its own scale. And then also running some of that information through the JU06 here, because sometimes it's fun to be like, shaka-daka-daka-daka-daka.
What's the vertical axis of this graph here?
First of all, I'm not a scientist at all, so please, I'm just an eccentric artist. I guess we measure it by
like, I mean,
hertz.
more hertz is more oscillations.
Yeah, right? So like, shaka-daka-daka-daka-daka,
Yeah.
Shakira,
Wow.
Shakira.
Cool. What is a brainwave?
I'm not a scientist, guys! So now let's try to relax. Let's try relaxation. I want you to like close your eyes, breathe in through your nose, out of your mouth. Good, this is your beta. So this is focused, sustained attention. And this is one's riding at the top now. So you're breathing in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth.
It's funny because like, I do feel like I'm relaxing myself, but I also have so much excitement about what we're doing. And it's
the
like,
game was spiking!
Wow.
That game was at the top!
Wow, that's cool. I'd love to solo one brainwave, like whichever one you think would be easiest to control, because I think it would be so funny if I were able to like make the note go higher and lower.
Ooh, yeah, that's
will.
fun. Do you want to try gamma? Because it's the most active and you're quite active.
What if I read a book? So this is my book. That was a self-promotion joke.
There you
I
go.
feel like I need to
Wow.
read something super technical where I'm like really having to think about.
Let's do math. Do we have like?
Let's do some math. Yeah.
Here we go.
Mental math time.
5 plus 5.
Yeah.
Now add 20.
Uh-huh.
Now add 6.
Uh-huh.
Now add 15.
Yeah.
Now add 74. Now add 5. Add 12. Minus 75. Now add 30. Add 10. Now minus 75. Add 6. Add 6. Add 20. Now add 75. Minus 75. Plus 7. Plus 5.
All right, definitely lost it there. I feel like it got to this like simmery place.
Cool.
It did feel like the soundtrack to like a game show where people have to do math.
Do you need to call someone to stress you out or something? And we'll see what you have to like taxes you have to do that are overdue or anything?
Yeah, how are we gonna stress me out?
Okay, can you sit on the chair and have a relax?
Okay.
And then I guess you would like close your eyes and relax and you won't know where I'm coming from, okay?
Okay.
And then I'll stress you out and I can't tell you how. Your car is here? Did that work? I think you anticipated that one, but something happened.
Do we want to try connecting it to big synth over here?
Hell yeah.
Hey, if you're a music producer, check out today's sponsor, Tracklib. It's an online record store for sampling with over 100,000 real songs from all decades and genres that you can use in your productions. It's easy to find loops and parts to sample because the interface has a built-in looper and beat player. Tracklib samples have been used in hits by huge artists like Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole. Tracklib also just launched Sounds, a huge royalty-free library of sounds that you can use in your productions, covering pretty much anything you might need. Sign up for a free trial with the link in the description and you'll get 100 download credits, which is double the amount of the normal trial. Check it out. All right, we're trying to set up now for Maylee's MIDI outs to go to my modular. I'm gonna see if I can like choose between a kick drum and a snare drum.
Cool.
See if that's funny. Right now I'm taking 4 waves, mixing them together just so that like the more activity there is, the more it'll all combine and it's all turning into one control voltage signal. So I feel like if we get the right range, they'll be active. Okay, so this is just like our kick drum sound.
Yeah, nice.
And that's a snare sound or clap sound. It's gonna always trigger at this rate, but I'm trying to like use my mind to control which one it's gonna be.
Oh, really? Okay, cool, yeah.
But I don't know if it's gonna be possible. So if I relax enough with change.
This is wild.
I mean, we could just connect it to just a straight up oscillator and see how that like wibbles around. What happens if we turn off the scale now?
Okay, yeah, let's get that going.
Like, would it just be like all over the place?
Probably. Let's mute all these jammers and see what's good. It's gonna get wacky doodle.
Yeah, so it's just like sending the wave all around, but I'm gonna, I don't know, use the different waves to modulate the other waves.
You look like you should be in Hackers right now. Acid burn, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Angelina Jolie?
I think it's just like pinned really high now.
Yeah,
so
right.
If I chill, will it come back down? That's nuts.
Whoa,
That's nuts.
whoa.
And now I'm like really excited. So it's like
it's up.
High, like beyond the range of hearing, but I can bring it back down. Yeah.
Wow.
I can totally do it. For the purposes of like demonstrating this, it makes sense to use this really basic sound where it's like, yes, we can hear that the thing is happening.
Right.
I think now we'll just try and patch something where like we just plug these waves into all kinds of different stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just waves, you know?
Just
so
waves.
you can send them to whatever you want. Okay, we're starting to get weird.
Yeah. With the little mice eating little tinies of cheeses in the haystack. Yum, 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 yum. This is what the future looks like.
Delay. We'll control the delay, obviously, with our waves.
If you're gonna meditate, this is how you're gonna meditate. We're gonna listen to this, have your tea.
This is the exact kind of stuff that people give modular a bad rap for, and I'm not helping.
What are they talking about? This is gold. So the album for Relaxation is for purchase out on Friday. You're gonna go right to bed. If this was a music fest that had this type of music, what would the festival be called?
Swamp Bottom.
Swamp Bottom.
You guys going to Swamp Bottom later in the summer? There we go.
Whoa.
So to explain what I did, there's that. Oh, see, I started trying to explain stuff and like focusing, now it's like high pitched. So I'm gonna explain this to you in a relaxed manner. So that pitch goes down.
Whoa!
So.
It's so stressful to try to do.
Oh my god, okay. All the different waves, they're controlling the pitch of this oscillator. I'm firing this like really fast trigger, and it's controlling the probability that it will actually pass through to trigger the envelope. Like now it's not triggering it as much. And then it's also controlling the shape of that envelope, like it might be like snappy, it might be long. And then it's going into the granular and reverb. Oh, and the amount of distortion. Everything is being controlled by my brain.
Yeah,
like
wild.
The oscillator's just making a... Everything hurts!
It's my taxes!
Am I a good father?
I'm in a padded cell right now talking to a bunch of pillows.
It works.
It works.
All right, thanks for coming in the studio.
All right,
today.
thanks so much.